If you're drowning in debt and just don't know where to turn, help is available. Attorney Diana Long will help you get your financial situation resolved.
I'm Attorney Diana Long. I'm dedicated to helping hardworking folks just like you. Bankruptcy protection can help you get your financial life back in order, and I can show you how. If you're ready to stop the harassing phone calls and letters, I can help. Call me in Columbia at 442-8123 to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends. This is Halloween. If you're going to be out and about this evening, trick-or-treating, be very careful and watch out for the candy, right? Yeah, we got Dave Moores with us today. Good to have you here, Dave, and happy Halloween.
Yeah,
happy Halloween.
You too.
You got a bunch of leaves in your hand
Yeah,
today.
well,
we're talking about the falling leaves. Most of the leaves are off the trees now.
Yeah, I got these a couple of weeks ago. They're still kind of green and they're very pretty.
Yeah.
They fall down through the air, and you're going to hear them tonight when you walk around Halloween and crunching underneath your feet, right?
Right. Dave Moores is obviously with the City of Columbia Water and Light and specializes in keeping our home efficient.
Efficient, right.
But today you wanted to talk about something on the outside of the house that a lot of times we don't give thought to, and that's our gutters.
The silent killer of most homes is
Is that what
gravity and water.
Yeah. So if you've got a lot of trees around your house, and even if you don't have a lot of trees around your house, when the wind is blowing, it blows the leaves around.
Right.
You could have leaves in your gutter stuck in the downspout and not realize it till we get a heavy rain.
That's right.
Then you look out the window and it looks like Niagara Falls coming off the side of the house because the gutters aren't working properly.
Right, and you may have been up there and thought, oh, that gutter is nice and clean. My job is done. Because going to a ladder and clean up the gutter is not the most fun thing to do, but you really got to look at those downspouts because as this diagram will kind of show you.
Go to kbia.org. Click on programs and Paul Pepper and go to the vodcast and you can see what we're talking about because
and
holding up a diagram here.
Most folks have a gutter and a downspout and kind of know what they are, but what happens a lot of times is your leaves will sit on top of these screens. If you got screens on them, which is a good idea, and there's about 5 different kinds out there, boy, some will work great, some will not work at all. How are yours working out?
Fine.
But you still got to get up there and clean out the little debris and stuff, right?
Yeah. Actually, I did 2 different kinds of screens when I lived in town. I had the screens that went right over
the downspout hole.
Yeah, and then I had the screens, because I had a whole lot of trees that were right over the house. The screens that you put over the entire length of the gutter.
Right.
But still, no matter what you do, leaves have a way of finding their way in those cracks and into the gutter.
Right here, right in these elbows.
And then it gets into the elbows.
Because they're crinkly metal, and they'll grab whatever, and they'll build up, and there's another spot here they can get them. So you might clean your gutters, but you also can make sure these downspouts are clean.
And you know what I used to do? And I don't know if this is what you recommend to do, but after you clean the gutters out, get the garden hose, turn it on full force, and stick it down the downspout, and then you watch the gunk that will come out of there. And this is the best soil in the world because it started decaying and it comes out black.
Well, and the thing about it is that if you don't do that and you do get overflow, what's going to happen is this foundation area is going to get awfully moist over the wintertime, and you're going to start seeing cracks in your brick and your siding. Doors may not close well inside. You get some extra humidity will wick in through the basement. That'll cause your dehumidifier to work harder in the springtime. So it's a subtle kind of energy problem here. That's why I'm bringing this to your attention here. Because we do forget these downspouts, and a lot of times I've had maple seedlings in these things
start growing, sprout in
and
the springtime.
split the metal apart. They were so plugged up. You almost have to have a rebar or something to get that out of there.
Yeah. Well, I think we've all seen that at one time or another. You look up and you see houses where they've got trees growing out of the gutters. And you can tell that there was not a lot of maintenance done on those gutters in the past couple of years.
The hanging tree gardens.
Exactly, when you got a tree sprout that's about a foot or so high.
Right.
And that can happen especially with the maples.
Yeah.
The maples sprout very quickly.
And I tell you, I tried screens. I found I had a metal roof and a pretty good pitch, and I got to stick it stuck underneath there. Fine. Well, then what happened? We got that snow. The snow ended up laying on top of the screen. Then my water started dripping out like this way over. But the gutters didn't even work. So you might have screens on there like I did, and then I had to take them off because the ice was a problem.
Okay.
So it's a constant battle.
Those are things that we need to think about. What else, Dave, as we go in? This is Halloween. Tomorrow's November 1st. What are some of the other things that we need to think about as we go into the cold weather season?
Well, hopefully you've changed your filter. We've gone off filter. That's right. Your insulation level, you'll make sure that it's up to about a 12-inch level. That's sort of the new standard now. Who knows what the next winter temperatures are going to bring? We had a pretty bad winter last year. 12 inches will pretty well prepare
12
you.
inches. So if you don't have 12 inches up in your attic, if you go and get that roll out,
you can do that, or you can get the blown, or you can do it yourself by blowing.
What would be the most efficient to do? To blow it or to lay a blanket down?
Well, it depends on if you're a do-it-yourselfer. If you want to do it yourself and you can save some money, you can roll the insulation out. Biggest problem with the roll is that it's hard to get them to fit tight together.
Well, does it make any difference if they don't fit totally tight together?
Yeah, you want to cover as much of it as you possibly can perfectly. So your corners are kind of hard to get. Where the rafters come down from the roof. They make a knife that cuts that out so you can slide it up over the overhang. Or otherwise, here's your outside. Here's your outside wall and your insulation
so you want to make sure that it fits all the way. So blowing it is going to go in better.
Yeah, you can catch those corners and it settles down in little nooks and crannies. A lot of times also when you use the bat, you might have air spaces between the old insulation and the new insulation. And we don't want air spaces there, we want insulation.
Now my insulation is about 10 years old. It probably has settled, hasn't it?
Sometimes it can, depends on how professionally it was installed when you first got it.
So if it's not 12 inches deep, so you shouldn't be able to see the rafters, right?
Right. Most rafters are 2x6s, about 5.5 inches tall.
So you should not be able to see the rafters. Right. When you look up in the attic, all you should see is insulation. If you can see rafters, you should put more in.
And of course, the caveat on this is make sure that if you've got any projects that are going on downstairs, say adding a light or a fan, ceiling fixture, anything you want to be doing up in the attic, try to get that done first and then add the insulation so you don't have to go traipsing through it and messing up your job.
Okay. And if people want more information on any of this, on keeping the home efficient in summer or winter, they can give you a call or go to the website.
Right. Website, call it gocolumbiamo.com or call Water and Light, 874-7325, and ask for Dave Mars.
And one of the simplest things you can do also is make sure that your light, the switches that are on the outside wall, get those little foam pads and put them in there.
Yeah.
Because if you can feel cold air coming in.
Yeah, in most really tight homes, that'll be your weak link, because your outlet's on the exterior wall, and your hardware store's got those little gaskets, easy to put in.
Okay. Dave, thank you so much for coming by, and we'll get you here maybe in the middle of winter time, and we'll talk about winter and the coming spring.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Dave Mars, good. Always a pleasure to have you here. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about asteroids, the possibility of asteroids colliding with the Earth. That should be an interesting topic. Our show directed by Travis McMillan of the Reynolds Journalism Institute. Audio, Pat Akers, KBIA. Our floor director is Eric Stazak. And our assistant producer and guest coordinator, Uncle James Mauser. And if you would like to watch this program or listen to it again, go to kbia.org, click on programs, click on Radio Friends, Paul Pepper, and sign up for a vodcast or a podcast. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.